Rescue Rundown here in the Oklahoma's video studio. I'm Dave Morris. This is Abby Wolf. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. How are you?
There's a backstory there. I'm doing quite well, thank you. She's
Good.
with the Central Oklahoma Humane Society, joined today by Patches.
Patches.
What do we know about Patches?
Patches is an 8-week-old terrier mix, pit bull terrier mix. He is adorable. He's one of many litter mates that'll be available in about a week and a half.
Very cool. It is National Puppy Day. It could be National Peanut Butter and Jelly Sandwich Day for all I know, because there's a national something every day, right?
Yes.
But today is officially National Puppy Day.
Better than Puppy Day, right?
No, not at all.
Who doesn't love puppies?
Little puppies, and here's an example
Especially
of
this
Patches who become available. He'll hit the market, if you will, in a couple weeks over at you guys.
Absolutely.
It is a busy day here downtown in Oklahoma City. Currently outside the Oklahoma's video studio, we have a lunch segment called Lunch Rocks coming up. Our entertainment writer, Nathan Poppy, will be basically DJing, releasing 3 local bands' new material. We have a food truck out there. It's just kind of coolness going on. And we're helping facilitate the conversation of local music, local food trucks, and local organizations such as yourself, the Central Oklahoma Humane Society. And today, an important topic of ticks.
A nasty but important topic for sure. We are seeing a large amount of ticks. In fact, we're seeing more tick cases right now than we have in many years.
Now, are ticks a seasonal situation, so you see more in the spring, more not so much?
Well, in other parts of the United States, yes, but in Oklahoma and in the warm states like the southern states, it's year-round.
Okay.
Yeah, we freeze, but our freeze isn't deep enough to really kill a lot of the parasites and invaders such as flea and ticks for our pets.
You sent us a map of the United States, and Oklahoma is one of those states where ticks are more prevalent.
Absolutely, yeah. PetMD has this great map that shows Oklahoma obviously standing out among the fold as a prevalent flea and tick state, and it's mostly because our temperatures have been pretty mild this year. So we're seeing so many cases, and we want people to be prepared.
Seems like after we got past Thanksgiving, of all things, it really wasn't that bad of a winter.
It really hasn't been too bad, and you know, that's great for outdoor activities, but then that great weather mixed with outdoor activities leads to ticks, fleas, and other parasites.
All right, so give us some tips of what we can do to combat ticks.
Well, the first and foremost, it's cheaper and it's easier, and it's just more effective to use prevention rather than actually treating whatever comes from a tick invasion. You know, a tick invasion doesn't take very long to happen, and so prevention is key, because you just never know when they're going to, you know, invade your yard or your pet is going to come across those parasites. But yeah, definitely prevention. It's a lot cheaper to pay monthly than it is to handle something like anemia or other diseases that come along.
Patches is thinking the notes are mighty tasty this morning.
He says, I don't have ticks, so I'm just going to eat this.
Well, the year-round prevention is also a good idea for other things such as heartworm, right?
Yes, anything having to do with warmer weather. Fleas, ticks, heartworms, they're very prevalent here, and it's just important to get that preventative. It can cost you anywhere from, at our clinic, about $10 a month, anywhere to about $30, $40 a month at your local vet's office to keep your animals on prevention medication, and that's really the cheapest way to do it.
What are some other things that people can do, pet owners can do? You mentioned before maybe creating a barrier around where the animal is?
Yeah, you know, some of us are like, my pets never leave the yard. We don't have ticks. It's fine. But you don't know what the neighbors around you are experiencing in their yard. You don't know what their pets have been up to. So it's just important, because those ticks can travel into your yard. Maybe create a barrier with yard spray. There's lots of yard companies, lawn sprayers that can offer different sprays to help you combat that. But obviously that coupled with prevention is the best method.
All right, well, let's say it's too late for prevention. You've got some ticks on your hands. Give us some tips on how to handle that situation.
Yeah, so humans and animals, same susceptibility to ticks. And so if you're out and you happen to get a tick on you or your pet, it's really important that you remove that pet with gloves. Here's why. We saw Spartan last week, and Spartan has a thing called tick paralysis, which basically made him paralyzed from one bite of a tick. So it's important to handle ticks with care, with gloves, because there are consequences to that, including things like anemia, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, Lyme disease, but that's not really prevalent in Oklahoma, but in other places it can be. It's just much more costly to fix those things than to prevent them.
Well, speaking of Spartan, you mentioned he had the paralysis, and I honestly didn't even know that tick bites could lead to paralysis, but he's on the mend.
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to report this. So the last time, Spartan was looking pretty grim. We were worried about him. Look at that smile. So he is not completely, out of the woods yet, but we have some great things to report. His front legs are working pretty well, and we're waiting on his back legs to really kick in, or to see if his back legs will kick in. He's eating well, and his personality has just blossomed.
Yeah.
So he's out of the woods as far as anemia goes. So his blood count looks great. We're waiting on his legs and waiting on him to really bounce back the way we'd like to see him bounce back. But man, some great steps in the right direction for Spartan.
Hopefully, literally, do you think the back legs will come back around since you've seen progress on the front?
We're hopeful. Oh, thank you. We're hopeful.
Have you fed this dog today?
Yes, he's eaten, but he's just being on me like any puppy would be. Happy Puppy Day.
That's great. Well, maybe Spartan needs a Twitter account or some sort of Facebook page for the personality that he's developed, right?
Yes, he is actually quite the ham, we have learned. He really lets you know if you're not paying attention to him, which he has earned that attention.
Oh,
so
definitely.
we're happy to give it to him.
Well, that's great. It's fantastic. We'll have continual updates on Spartan as we go through future episodes of the Rescue Rundown. I think we've gotten all through all the tick sort of stuff. Any other closing thoughts for us?
Well, National Puppy Day, we are actually asking the public to use the hashtag OKCPuppyDay when tagging their puppies today, because, everybody, you know how Facebook goes. Everybody just continues to post these national holidays. So if you're posting a puppy picture, why not do it for your community in Oklahoma City, and maybe you'll see it shared today.
OKC Puppy Day.
Yes.
Some Twitter, some Facebook, some Instagram action.
And Rescue Rundown.
And Rescue Rundown.
Absolutely.
And, in fact, I forgot to mention this last week. You guys, Francis is sitting right off camera here, have started Snapchat.
We have. It's so much fun. So both of us love Snapchat, so it really works out well that whenever we're around cuties like this one, or checking in on Spartan or any of our other pets, that we bring the public along with us, and so Snapchat's such a great way to do that.
Snapchat's interesting too, because it's like little virtual breadcrumbs. Here's
Yeah.
10, 15 seconds of this.
And then it's gone.
And then it's gone. And then 24 hours or whatever.
What better way to get your puppy servings every day?
All set. We'll leave it there. Abby, as always, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
All right, more Rescue Rundown can be found online at newsok.com and the Central Oklahoma Humane website as well.